It's Real Fit Radio with B
and J.LOU.
If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The older you get, the more fragile you understand life to be. I think that's good motivation for getting out of bed joyfully each day. Julia Roberts. So it's basically saying the older you get, you realize how fragile life is. And, you know, it's a good reason or a good motivation to get out the bed and just be joyful.
Be just grateful that you breathing and you're able to move around for the little things, the things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
All right. Go off then, Julia.
Ocean's 11.
Was that a trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all good classics. You haven't seen Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, then you're not living.
That's one of the things, and that'll make you joyful. You're getting old. You better go watch it.
We're going to jump into the meat and potatoes of the podcast. So without further ado, being sexually inexperienced is not hot. No, it's not hot. I have had this conversation with the kiddos, listened to song lyrics. I was listening to this artist. He just is ridiculous. He was always teaching somebody how to do something. If they didn't know how to do it, they gonna get kicked out. If they aren't able to satisfy. And I've heard this not just from him, but other lyrics and songs. And then just having a conversation with the younger generation. You got to go out there and get yourself some experience. This is an explicit one, you guys, because I'm trying to figure out. So I need to suck 1,000 dicks to understand and be experienced. So when I get to you, yo, you like that? You really like that? Oh, man, you don't even understand how much work and time, how many people. I'm confused as to when being sexually inexperienced, especially for young people, this is not hot. It's like, how am I going to get experience in these departments? Yo, my resume is crazy. I got like 6 pages. That you want that right there? Can do that all day. It took me about 20 people to learn, but I'm your girl for that one. Like, what?
Whole facts.
I don't even know if it's whole facts right now. It's just like, if you can do all these things, it's like, ooh, that's nice. You can just Google anything pornographic and it just comes up now. You know, it's just there. You can watch porn for free. So I think it's because of the oversaturation. It's almost like you should have took yourself to school. They got all kind of stuff online. You don't know how to do this? You not seeing all these girls out here dropping it like that? They telling you in songs what they doing. You didn't go out and get yourself some experience. You know, you came in here and you wasn't ready. You know, coming up was being sexually inexperienced, not hot. You know, I'm talking about what I'm hearing and seeing in this generation. But for my generation, it wasn't an issue. I mean, you have first kisses together. You know, maybe I'm sounding like the grandmas when they like, I remember when a loaf of bread was a nickel. I'm going way back. Do you remember the Hein Go Get It? Hey, maybe I'm the only one, but it was like you dry humping somebody. Ooh, we was humping over behind the thing, or he felt my butt, or these types of things were happening. That was like the experience, or if it was experienced kisser. Man, the stuff I'm seeing and hearing, it's not hot if you're not sexually experienced. If you don't know what you're doing, it's like frowned upon. Or you're talked about in the lyric of somebody's song. I'm just appalled and also saddened that somebody that may feel differently, how are they going out getting this experience? Because they know this is not hot. So I want to fit in. I better get my my resume up. That's crazy and it's scary. How do you become sexually experienced so that you're not the outlier, so that you can jump in the conversation like, oh, you don't know how to do that? I got you. You want to practice next week? I got you. Do you like partner up with somebody that's down for the get down and it's like, you good? Was I better for than last time? Okay, I should have waited. Okay, cool. Right. Next week, same time, same bat channel. Cool. How the hell do you practice getting good at sexual acts? You're 16, 17. It wasn't even something you were supposed to be getting experience in. When things happen, they happen and you learn. That must be a thing of the past.
It is. It is. So now that I see what kind of podcast we running, I'm going to just say I was actually in that transitional phase from the point when you was talking about hide and go get it from my age, because I think we were doing it. I was in elementary, middle school age, but then when I got to high school, it did kind of transition over to where you had boys lying about having sex because they didn't want to be the only virgin walking around the school. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of pressure or ego shit going around with a lot of the guys or whatnot. Like, man, you a junior, you ain't hit nothing yet. Man, you square. And now you got this dude, is like, I'm going to show you. And now you running around trying to go have sex with a girl because it's like, now I broke my virginity. I'm a man now. And none of us really knew what the fuck we was doing. It didn't really matter. So transitioning from that and now seeing today where you said we have all this access to pornography and, you know, people saying, do you know what a knuckle slap is? I'm making some shit up because that's what they talk about.
A donkey punch is real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
And now a quick moment from our sponsor, Journey of a Legend.
You. Yeah, you. What's your passion? Purpose. Every day you try, you succeed. The time is now. Journey of a Legend. It starts with you.
If you want to learn more or purchase merchandise, go to www.journeyofAlegend.com.
So keeping it 100, I don't want to experience some of the shit that y'all talking about. If I need to experience what y'all telling me I need to experience in order for me to be in the crowd of, oh, okay, yeah, I'll fuck with you now because you know what you're doing in this area, you can stay your ass over there because there's certain stuff I don't yearn to do in a bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And I said the last time when we had a discussion, I brought up a piece of what I'm about to say now is, everybody don't like the same shit. So you going out there running trials and errors on 1,000 people, whether it's a female doing her thing or a male running out there to gain this quote unquote experience. And then you get with somebody who you truly vibe with and they don't like none of that shit you doing. So now you looking on some Drake shit. I wish I had a little less miles on me. You don't need to do that. I think ultimately that this is a self issue. If you're comfortable with yourself and all the inexperiences you have, that will be completely fine with you. Somebody bring that shit to your doorstep. It's like, okay, cool. Well, you go do that. Yeah, go handle that. Let me know how it worked out for you. And when you get with the person who you really vibe with and you end up having sex, then y'all are comfortable with whatever the outcome was. It ain't no judgment like, man, she ain't licked the tank. All this extra shit. You enjoy what you had, she enjoyed what she had. It balances itself out and you guys continue to learn together because that's the way I saw it. I don't look around trying to jump around from one person to another, but to each his own. I think people don't really have a true meaning of what sex is supposed to be. And that's why this, you ain't got no experience is mind-boggling to us because it's really a bond there. You're connecting with somebody, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of detail there that's not being explained through pornography and whatever you're reading. You're learning the act of sex and not understanding what sex really entails. And that's why you're running around trying to seek all this experience. I can have what y'all would deem whack sex because I didn't do all the shit y'all did, and it'll be the best sex ever for me and my partner because of chemistry and all the shit that's molded with it. It ain't just me inserting myself and it's like I'm doing all these crazy positions. No, it's the chemistry, it's our mind, it's the talking, it's the way I feel about that person. I can go do all the shit y'all do and it still won't be better than what I did with them or her because I'm just doing an act. My mind ain't in it. I'm here to bust a nut. That's all it is. It doesn't feel the same and you won't know that until you experience a chemistry. And that's what y'all running around doing. Y'all just pit bulls with y'all pink things hanging out, just having sex with anybody, and you're still yearning for something that you haven't experienced and you can't even put your finger on it. Probably because nobody ever explained it to you that way. No judgment. We just like to give it to you the most honest way we can from our perspective. And that's mine. I just think inexperience has nothing to do with a great time in the bedroom. It's almost like a gateway drug in a sense. You know how you start out drinking or smoking weed when you was young and you smoke so much, you're trying to find that high, you keep chasing that high because you smoke so much. And now it's like some people choose to go on to stronger drugs because it's like, this not doing it for me no more. And then somebody introduce you, man, you ain't had a high until you had this. What? And you go try that. That's what it seems like is happening with sex. Because you're missing a true element of what it is, you trying to keep chasing this next sexual high orgasm that you're trying to reach. And it's still not going to equate to with somebody that's having that intimate moment with somebody that has chemistry. It'll never work out for you. And quiet as kept, some of y'all are just sex addicts. You just like to act. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I just like doing it. Hey, okay, well, kudos to you. But people who are running around telling people that haven't done some of these things like, man, you lame. You don't know how to do that. Or you ain't never had nobody do that to you or this, that, and the other. Y'all got to cut that out. Don't do that because that's not what it's all about. And the person that's being a recipient of being a L7 or you ain't experienced and they don't want to deal with you, leave their ass alone. That probably save you some trouble in more than one way. I'm going to let you take that home and figure out what I mean by that. But that's my opinion on it. People just missing the element of what the act is, and it's being amplified by the music, the access to the porn and all that stuff. And they're not seeking to understand the other side of it, or nobody is giving them the game. So some of us are at fault as the older generation that's not schooling them on this stuff. And then at that point, if somebody has, then you need to be accountable as the young person that, nah, this is just what I'm doing. People have told me that it's much more to it, and I'm just doing what I want to do.
Well, the oversaturation is what's really setting them out there. It's just too much information about sex. You say just going through social media, word of mouth, being sexually inexperienced. I think it's okay. Take your time. You are not missing out on anything.
Yeah. What's right, actually? That's what I'm looking at. What's right?
It's right when it's with Mr. Right. Everything is right when it's with Mr. Right. Even when it's wrong, it's like, that didn't work, but we good. We're going to be okay. Let's find out what works for us.
Exactly.
Let's figure this out together. Oh, you want me to put chocolate on your nose? Yes. And somebody else be like, what? He loves that. Or she loves that, you know. There's some people that don't like foreplay. You have that on your resume and bust that out your bag of tricks. And somebody was like, what you doing all this shit for? Let's get drop them draws. Let's get this. I thought I needed to get the sensual music and set the mood. At what mood? I'm not trying to be here that long. I got 15 minutes.
That's 5 rounds of a heavyweight bout.
But you make it what you want it to be. Take your time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggested topics, or you want to keep this conversation going, you can shoot us an email at realfitradio@gmail.com. Our podcast drops every Monday. You can catch the snippet of our latest one on our Instagram at realfitradio. If you're not following us, you definitely should be. As always, we hope this inspired, impacted, or empowered someone. Until next time.